We're going to move to our final item, 10.5, adopt the ordinance for the City Council of Pleasant Hill to establishing by-district elections, defining district boundaries, and scheduling elections within the district. Turn to our city attorney, Janet Colson, for a report.
Thank you. This is the second reading or the adoption of the ordinance for the 5-district map 5, and also the sequencing that we discussed last time. It has the renumbered sections that we discussed. That map is in your packet. Let's see if I can. And it goes in a clockwise fashion, as Councilmember Vincent described it. So it starts at the top, the north, with 1. 2 is the one that comes along the side on the eastern side. 3 is the southernmost district. 4 is over on the western side, and 5 is in the middle. And I think you probably described that as 3 being Poets Corner, 5 being Gregory Gardens. And so anyway, we renumbered them. We have the sequencing of elections 2024, districts 1, 2, and 5. That's the northernmost one, the one on the eastern side of town, and number 5, which is centermost piece, Gregory Gardens. And then in 2026, districts 3 and 4, the southernmost one, Poets Corner, and 4 being the westernmost one. So those are the only changes we made last time. This is the second reading. It is the adoption. And so 30 days after this ordinance will be in effect if you adopt it this evening.
Thank you. Any questions of the city attorney? Seeing none, I'm going to open a public comment on this item. I do have a card. Thank you for your patience. It's Bob Kattenberg. Didn't mean to take you by surprise. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Flaherty, Vice Mayor Rinn, the rest of you. As you know, my name is Bob Kattenberg. Lived in Pleasant Hill for, well, since 1989. It's sometimes said that one project begets another. I was talking with a couple of friends / neighbors last Wednesday about by district voting. And one of the questions that they both asked was, what district are we in? And I said, I'll get back to you. I started looking at my worn out map 5 here. With the new district sequencing, what I found was that Boyd Road is a borderline, is the southern border of District 5 going into District 3. And what I kind of noodled out was that we live at 465. We're on the north side of Boyd Road, and we are the odd numbered addresses. And so it appears that the odd numbered addresses on Boyd Road are going to be in District 5, and the even numbered addresses are going to be in District 3. I'm not hearing any argument about that. So I'm thinking that I've got that correct. The new begotten project might be to have staff create an app of some sort, because it's going to be a heck of a lot of questions. It's going to be simple for those people living in the middle of a district, but living on the borders of a district is going to give rise to a lot of questions. And it might be useful to have staff create some sort of an app so that a citizen in the city can put in their address and it'll tell them what district they're going to be in. That concludes my comments. Thank you.
I like the idea. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment here in chambers? We'll turn to Zoom then. Anybody with a hand raised?
No hands raised.
No hands raised? No one else in the chambers? We'll close public comment and bring it back to council.
It's funny because I was going to bring up Bob's comment. I had a couple of people call me and said, I think I'm on the line. Am I in this one or this one? And so in the finalization of this, it would be great to clarify that, or maybe even make the map bigger so that at least people know if the line's going down the middle of the road or whether it's going on the south end or the north end. Because I did get a couple of those questions as well. So whether it's an app or addresses or something, we need to clarify that for all the people that live, on the lines. So that would be helpful. But with that, I will move the item.
Go ahead. I was gonna have more comment, but yeah.
No, let's take your comment.
To Mr. Casper, thing, I believe on the county website, if you enter your address, I think once we get this information to the county for election in 2024, I could be off on this, but it'll tell you who like your, assembly member is, your senator, county supervisor. So there's some of that information by just putting your information into the county clerk's office. And so I think that's available, but I could be wrong on that. And I think once we get this approved and move forward and, they get their mappings and do the magic that they need to do to make sure all the precincts and things like that are all aligned. I think that'll be one tool too. So I don't think we have to reinvent the wheel, but we can make it links on our website. And obviously we want to get it to as many people as we can. But I think that information might already be out there. They don't know what these maps are yet on the county
Right.
until we get all that taken care of. So you have a little patience and a little with the county until they get that going. Once we get this approved. Yeah, so that's that. So I kudos for that. Great thinking of that, because I get the question a lot, just like everybody else. And then just comments. I know we're coming to an end of a long road here. And I know it's been quite the ordeal to go through this whole process with everybody, and it's been good. I think in some areas it's really rallied some communities. There's been a lot of work on the proponents of this to reach out to, their neighborhoods and get their neighbors involved for this thing. The old adage is be careful what you ask for or wish for, because you may get it. So now the districts are there, and those community activism has already been going and planted, and hopefully that everything that the people wanted from districting, with increased minority representation, is going to come to fruition from this. And, the task is out there now. And when that goes, I've said it before, and just bears worth repeating right now, as of before we approve this, you still have 100% representation. Anyone in the city of Pleasant Hill can vote for the 5 council members or not vote for any of the 5 council members, through the election cycle. So you're going to go from 100% representation down to just 20%. But obviously that's the direction we're going. If by districting, you have, I see you're shaking your head, but if you go down to one district, you're only taking 20% of that voting population. Well, that's your prerogative. And so I'm hoping you're happy with your one representative. But tonight was a good example when we talked about the water district, which happened to be in Poets Corner neighborhood. And I fear that some of those people won't understand the whole city. But anyways, go ahead, ladies. But anyways, those are just my thoughts. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for your comments. We have a pending motion.
I'll second.
And a second from Councilmember Vinson. Motion by Councilmember Nowak, a second by Councilmember Vinson. May we have a roll call vote?
Noack,
Yes.
Rinn,
No.
Chess,
Yes.
Vincent,
Yes.
Flaherty.
Yes. Thank you. That motion passes. There being no further business, we'll adjourn the meeting to our next regularly scheduled meeting of August 7, 2023. Thank you and good night.